Hello everybody, how are you all doing? You're probably going to hear the outside world because it's really hot out here. So I got these, I don't know if you can see them, I hope you can. They're sandalwood cone incense. Now, and if I can open one. Boone really likes them. So I was like, why not? He loves sandalwood in general. Tonight we have to do a little working so that I can have the money continue to flow. Every now and then you just want to do a little working to help the money flow. So these things that you see here are all things that I've grown in my own garden, which is not really a garden, it's like a series of containers. And I need to make a new money incense. And so Boone was like, make it, or not money incense, but money powder. And he was like, just make it out of the stuff that you've been drying for a while now. So I was like, oakley dokley. So how y'all doing? I'm just making sure that that's actually recording. What's new with everybody? Oh dear God. We have this thing here in my city called Stampede, and I go every year, sometimes twice a year. I'm going tomorrow. I'll put some pictures up like at the end of the video so that y'all can see what Stampede was like or what it is like. So I'm just lighting up the Goddess's candle and Ashtaroth's candle. I made a new candle for Ashtaroth. It's this one. There's wax on it because I'm learning how to do that whole, you know, where you stab it down the center when it's cooling so that the wax can fill in the air pockets. I didn't know that there would be air pockets. The Goddess has 2 candles. She likes red scented candles. Like if they smell of apples or anything like that. And then I have one that I made specifically for her. So we're gonna make this little incense, and I thought that we could chit chat. So this is probably gonna be a long video. So if you don't like long videos, click off now. What was I gonna talk about? Ooh, the crushing. We'll talk about the crushing. I like using things that I've grown in my garden. The camera's probably gonna shake because it's on the table. This is not a very sturdy table. Oh, this is a new mortar and pestle that I bought. I bought it a couple of weeks ago. I have like 20 mortar and pestles. I kid you not. I did a video, I have a video on here somewhere. You'll have to go find it because I don't know where it is. But it's, I show off all of my mortar and pestles. So we are crushing and crushing. I watched this video by Ember Honeyraven today on her Patreon. If you're not on her Patreon, you need to go check out her Patreon. Also, my friend Solitary Luna, or Luna Walks Alone, I can't remember what it is, but I'll put a link to her YouTube channel in the description. Oh, I don't think this is fully dry. That's okay. We'll use the dry parts. This is from my tomato plant. I had to cut back my tomato plant a bit because it's got fruit, but it's shooting straight up, like it's just growing out of control. So I was like, let's cut you back a bit and force you to put your energy into getting that fruit to ripen. A lot of people understand tomato plants to be poisonous. Well, not the fruit, obviously, but the leaves. So if you need to curse somebody, the plant is really great for that. But the reason I'm putting it in this money powder mixture thing is because tomato plants are very susceptible to bugs, but there is one plant that you would always plant next to a tomato plant on like all sides of it if possible. And that's this plant right here that's completely dry. Basil. So basil is really good for money and prosperity spells. And if you plant it near tomato plants, it protects them and helps them grow. Well, it protects them from the bugs. I don't know if it helps them grow. But there's a twofold to tomato plants. One of the things that people don't seem to do, or at least I don't hear about, so maybe they do it and they just don't talk about it, is talking about the properties of plants. Me and Solitary Luna had this conversation, or is it Luna Walks Alone? I can never remember because she has a blog and she's a YouTube. I'm just gonna call her Solitary Luna. Okay, so we have this conversation the other day, because sometimes we'll do like private Google Hangout chats and we'll chat till like the wee hours of the morning. But anyways, we were talking about how people don't really talk about the properties of the plants and what that can mean in spell work. So with tomato plants, because it is commonly believed that the leaves and the stems are poisonous, at least they are to animals, that you could use them in curses if you want to poison somebody, or, and I don't mean poison them in the sense of, oh, now they're poisoned. I mean like in the sense of maybe you want to poison a relationship, or you want to poison something about them, so, I don't know, that maybe their friends leave or they lose their job or whatever the case may be. The other thing that you can do, like I said, is in money spells, because you plant them next to, or you plant basil next to them. And because you have to feed tomato plants like there's no tomorrow, they're rich in nitrogen. So they're constantly growing, like all the time. And they're constantly getting flowers and fruit, so they're like abundant plants. They're a source of food. There's tons of other plants like that, like, you know those like thistles? You'll be walking through a field and you'll get those thistles that'll stick to your clothing. Well, if you want something to stick to somebody, or you want to be a thorn in their side, you can make a puppet. Sometimes you have to think about the properties of the plant, not so much buying the plant and being like, okay, so what are its magical and what planet and all that. I mean, that's important too, but if you don't have those types of resources around, right, you can look at the plant itself and figure out its properties. You know? Make sense? So I'm just grinding this up really fine. So I'm gonna add in some other stuff into this. So I can't remember what root this is, but I know it's good for money. You're like, how do you know it's good for money if you don't remember what root it is? Because I didn't label it, but I know it. Do you ever have those herbs in your collection where you may not have labeled it, but you know exactly what it's good for and what it does? That would be this herb. I cannot remember its name. But I'm sure if I looked it up, in fact, I might, oh, I bought this book. I wanted to show you this book. I bought this book at a grocery store, this little journal book. I haven't put anything in it, but I thought it'd be a really great place to put like teas and potions and powders and stuff like that. Let me see if I have this in my Book of Shadows, because I know I have a money thing in here. I haven't updated my Book of Shadows in a while. I wanted to start doing a new series that was sort of like my When Magic Can't Help You, but it would be grimoire prompts. I don't see too many people doing them. I do see a few people doing them. but not a lot. Let's see. Can I find said herb? Do. This might take a minute. I treat my Book of Shadows like it's a journal as well. So like I have to go through a lot of stuff. I thought I had it in here. Hello? Hello. I have stuff on lilacs. I have a recipe for soup. Anybody want a recipe for soup? I have information on reading candles. Let's see. Well, that doesn't help me. I have a better business spell in here, which I've used on my job every now and then. I have a drawing sachet. Do I put the herb in there? No. Let's see. I have the goddess's oil. I have information on boon. I have a road opener oil. I have a spirit incense. I have a clearing away curses and hexes, which I use. I don't use it all the time, but I do have a mixture of it. I have information on Ashtaroth. I swear I wrote this down. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm on drugs. Okay. Well, I don't think I wrote it down. Bayberry root bark. Thank you. Thank you, Boone. I could hear him saying that in my head. He's like, it's bayberry root bark. And I was like, oh. Bayberry root bark. Great for money. I really like just crushing herbs sometimes. Don't you ever just like sitting around and just crushing herbs? I used to do that all the time. Okay, so we're gonna put in some cinnamon. Because cinnamon is good. Cinnamon is amazing. So I leave in 7 days for Vegas. You're probably like, oh my God, that's so exciting. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. And everything is ready to go. So there'll be no last minute running around and being like, oh, I didn't get that, or I didn't do this, or anything like that. The only issue is that, so on the 18th at midnight, so it'd be like the 19th, is when we leave. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never driven at night. Like, well, I have driven at night, obviously. Like, when we went to Helena and we came back, it was like 12:30 by the time we got into Denny's here in the city. But I've never left somewhere at midnight to go somewhere else. In terms of a very long distance of a drive. So, I'm kind of nervous about that. I think I'm more nervous about the border crossing because my understanding is that they can look at you, and if they're just having a really shitty day, they can be like, nope, not getting across. I'm gonna put in the rest of this money powder. I'm gonna put in some bay leaves because bay leaves represent success and wishes. And the spell that I'm doing tonight is to help continue the money to flow, both for my company, it's for me. I mean, there's no issue with money right now. I'm in a very good financial position for once. But should I, you know, like every now and then you want to do a money spell, not like, oh, I need $600 or I need $900, but like to keep the money flowing. You know, you want to be able to keep paying your bills and keep being able to maybe eat at your favorite restaurant or, you know. I don't think it's selfish. Some people might say that that's selfish, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that and all that other stuff. I don't understand why, but some people do believe that that's selfish, and I don't think that it's selfish to keep the money flowing. I mean, how would that be selfish? I don't know. I'm putting in some Cascara Sagrada bark, which I always put into my money powders. And I'm also going to put in some rosemary leaf. Anyway, so I got way off topic. I was watching this video by Ember Honeyraven today talking about the moon phases and doing magic during the moon phases and how she sometimes does magic during different moon phases. You know what I think the best time to do a money spell would be if you were going by the moon phases? On a new moon, because it's new, it's growing, it's becoming full, your abundance is coming to you. I mean, some people will do it on a waxing moon. I don't understand the moon phases when it comes to witchcraft. I tried learning the moon phases when I used to do a lot of Wicca. This was like way back in the day. And then I tried to learn again the moon phases, and it's not that I don't know the moon phases, it's I don't understand their importance in the craft. I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you use the moon phases or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't understand their importance. So this is my incense. I'm hoping you can see that. It's not really an incense, it's more of a powder that I use to dress candles. We need to light another one of these. Do. So yeah, she was talking about moon phases and doing magic during them and all of that other fun stuff, and I was like, oh, that's fun. I thought I was gonna do the spell tomorrow, which is the new moon, but apparently Boone was like, you should do it now. And I was like, oakley dokley. So here's his sigil. And on the back, I've written my petition. Now, keep in mind you have to practice fire safety, okay? Can you promise me that you'll practice fire safety? Because I'm going to be placing the candle on here. And as this candle burns down, there is a chance that it could erupt. You know. I have this on a metal platter, which I will suspend on top of one of these cork jazz so that it's above, so that it doesn't burn anything below it. I need to dress this candle first, though. Where is my carving device? I have a... Where did it go? Well, where did it go? I had it over here. Oh, this is like a rambly... I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's just a rambly video. So yeah, so I don't understand the importance of moon phases when it comes to magic, so I just never really got into that whole thing. Me and Solitary Luna were talking about Wicca, and we were saying how it's very ceremonial. And I was saying, well, yeah, because Gerald Gardner took a lot of aspects from ceremonial magic, and that's why it's very ritual-based, very ceremonial-based. I don't see the craft as being ceremonial-based. Like, there isn't really a lot of ceremony that we do. I don't know, do you guys do, like, lots of big rituals and elaborate ceremonies when you do, like, maybe you do spells at Samhain or maybe on a full moon? I don't know, I'd like to hear about that. Let's not cut ourselves. I mean, I wouldn't mind bleeding all of this candle, but... So we'll just write Boone's name. And... we'll also write what we want. It's so hot here. Excellent. It's gonna be even hotter in Vegas. So I was in this small town today and it was like 25 degrees Celsius out and they were like, it's a heat warning. And I was like, seriously? And then I look at like Las Vegas temperatures and they're like, it's 40 degrees out and they're like, it's a heat warning. I was like, that's a heat warning. 25 degrees Celsius is not a heat warning. Okay. So I do have these other 2 candles that I need to prepare as well. So as you can see, this is a money candle that I made. I'm not very good at making money candles. And this is a candle for Boone. It has a lot of red sandalwood on it. I have a knife around here somewhere. Now, I don't have any special little devices. Like most people would use like a small metal, like little circular thing and they would just go down to put oil on. So what I'm gonna do is just heat up the end of this knife and just kind of push it down a bit into a few places so I can put some oil in this candle. I'd say about 4 places will be good. And there. Whenever I do a spell with Boone and it works, he likes tequila or he likes a nice bourbon. And I always have to have a drink with him. So there's one. Here's the other. And then this one's going to go right in the center. So place Boone's picture, sigil, you know what I mean. Oh wait, we can't place that yet. We still have to dress this candle. I'm just gonna pull this a little closer to me so I can dress it. I babysat my friend's mom's cat and she's just had all of her baby making guts taken out of her. Not like just recently, but within the last couple of weeks. And she's different. It's like her personality's changed. Before she was very much, she's still a kitten. Oh, did I lose this in here? I feel like I did. Great. Oh, this is gonna be really difficult to get out. Come on. We're having technical difficulties right now. This is hilarious. I don't even have tongs that are small enough to go into here. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, we're back. I managed to do this. Anyways, so she's very much more aggressive with the other cats when they're trying to be territorial. She was never that aggressive. So I'm just gonna roll this in some of these herbs and then just kind of place these herbs around the candle, but not super close to the candle because, again, we want to be careful with what we're doing. And there we go. That's not gonna sit straight, is it? Well, I'm not overly concerned about it sitting straight. We'll just place a bit of herbs. There we go. My spells never look pretty. They never look like what you see on other YouTube channels. They always look like they're, I don't know, messy. I guess that's the only way to describe it. My spells look messy. I just kind of use what I have on hand, you know? I like making my own candles, I will admit to that. So the reason I have a money candle on one side, a money candle in the middle, and Boone's candle on the other side is because this one is to burn down for my petition of what I want to happen. And because I want to keep the money coming in, I'm burning this candle day and night to keep that money flowing in. And then this one is just a thank you candle for him. It is like an offering of sorts, I guess is what you would call it. Where did, am I using it under here? No, that's too big. Where did it go? Is this the right one? No. Is this, no. Well, where did it go? I don't know where the lid to this one. Oh, it's right here. I'm scatterbrained today. Anywho, we need to take a minute and put some intentions into this. So let's all just calm ourselves and breathe, and in and out, and center and focus. Okay. I basically kept just chanting over and over and over again, keep the money flowing. I mean, I added a few other things in there in relation to my job and their financial situation, and in relation to my financial situation, which has gotten a hell of a lot better, and I have to thank Boone for that. I might do a video at a later date talking about how Boone helped me with my financial situation. I don't know, we'll see. But that's pretty much all there is to it. So I know that this video was kind of rambly and all over the place and with like no clear-cut direction, but I'm trying something new with the Witchy Show. So y'all are just gonna have to be patient for a little while until I get into the groove of things. I do hope that you enjoyed this though. I will put a link to Solitary Luna's channel in the description. She's got, I think, 2 videos up. I know Country Owl was asking her in a couple of comments on some of the videos that me and her did if she was gonna do videos, and she has. She's done 2. You can also find her channel if you go on like the homepage of my YouTube channel. You'll see I have a featured section. She's in there under Lunar Wisdom. Okay, so I'm just going to light this, if it will light. Ow. Oh, I just put it out. Huh. And we'll let these go. Okay. So I just want to remind you guys to practice fire safety, okay? Do not walk away from this. Like, well, obviously you can, like, I don't know, go watch TV or whatever, but like make sure that you have an eye on it, because as you can see, this thing's already going. Because Boone is all around. So you'll want to keep an eye on dressed candles, right? Fire safety. So we have Ashtaroth, we have my big black candle, which I love. We have the goddess's candle and the other candle, and then we've got this candle. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. I don't know if I'm gonna have another one out next week. I have one coming out next week. I will tell you right now, it is an hour and 17 minutes long, and it has taken me a month to do. It has taken me a month to do this video. It is a form of shadow work for me. So... and it is also an indication of a new direction that the Witchy Show is going in. I don't know. I can go in new directions, can't I? Okay. Until next time, my fabulous little tubies.